So it's safe to make the assumption that anyone you're going to talk to in the interview process is going to be judging you. That's why it's so hard to interview. We know we're being judged, even if it's not consciously, subconsciously, deep inside, we know that every single person we're talking to is going to have an opinion on us. That's okay. The one person or one thing that's not going to have an opinion on you in the interview process, that's going to be your best friend, is the job description. I know that it's hard to believe that when I say it this way, especially given that interviewing is such a people process. But the job description is what's guiding everyone in the process through the lens of the hiring manager that's ultimately going to say who deserves the job and why. The hiring manager gets interviewed. Recruiters ask hiring managers all sorts of questions to try to come up with this list of qualifications, requirements, background, whatever it may be, to do two things. One, sell people for the job, like sell you on applying. And then secondly, creating an objective for as far as we can be objective. Humans are not objective. We're very subjective, right? Objective list of qualifications. That list is what becomes your responsibility to understand and turn on its head as the skills, the key skills you have to demonstrate to the recruiter that when you talk to the hiring manager, you'll be able to convince them that you're qualified for the job. Nothing scares a recruiter more than an interview with the hiring manager that is a complete waste of time for that person. So when we talked about resume review, we talked about recruiters having 8 seconds to review a resume. Hiring managers have maybe 3 seconds, 2 seconds, a second, because they're managing a team while also interviewing. They're building a team, trying to keep a team, trying to make a team continue producing and progressing forward. So it's a really hard job to be in that place where you decide the future of a team by saying, this is the person we're going to hire. And the reason why is because if you hire the wrong person, the other people on the team will quit. So it's a very nerve-wracking role. And when you have empathy for that, you realize you as the person going through the interview process can make it easier for yourself by helping the hiring manager see that your skills fit with the job description line by line. So it's almost as if this job description is a homework. It's your ability to say, it's your opportunity to say, I know what these words mean. And if you don't, you have Google search. And I've actually used these words as actions in my life to create results like I will in this job, right? So if the job description is saying they're looking for someone that's passionate about education, demonstrate your passion. Have a story set up for yourself that says, I'm a passionate person, passionate about education, without using those words, right? And so one challenge I have for you is taking a job description for a job that you're really interested in earning, and every single line, asking yourself, would you be able to answer a question with this line, with this qualification, with this requirement, with this basic skill or advanced skill or whatever it says on the job description as a need or a want or a desire or a multiplier for the person in this role. You can actually take every single line on this job description and turn it into an interview question. And that'll be the best way for you to prepare. Again, in the least judgmental and the most objective way possible, because it's not a person, it's thoughts from the hiring manager on what they believe this person's skill set will be to get the job done. So think of the job description less as something to be annoyed by. And every single person in the world experiences some sort of anxiety with job descriptions because we're not 100% qualified for the role that we are applying for. No one ever really truly is, because there's so many ways that a person can develop, and there's so many skills that a person needs to have to fill a role that's unique to this hiring manager's current challenges. So it's okay if you're 80% of the way there, 60% of the way there, 50% of the way there, as long as you can demonstrate confidence in developing the other skills you have yet to have practiced or exercised. And most hiring managers know this, most recruiters know this, most companies know this. So take the job description, and this is my challenge to you, and turn every single line on your job description into interview questions. Use that to prepare yourself for when you talk to the recruiter and ultimately the hiring manager that's responsible for this job description. That'll impress them in ways that you'll never really truly understand, because what you're doing is empathizing with their needs and their wants. And it demonstrates a level of proactivity that most people do not. So hopefully this is helpful. And I look forward to seeing how you all take this advice to heart and start looking at job descriptions as essentially your best friend in the interview process. Good luck.